I want to take less than 5 minutes and talk about how to write strong topic sentence claims for an ENC 1102 literary analysis paper. Up in front of you here, you've got a copy of Martin Espada's Latin Night at the Pawn Shop, and I encourage you to take a minute and read the poem. It'll only take about 30 seconds. For this presentation, I'm going to focus on the metaphor at the beginning, the apparition, and the simile at the end, the morgue ticket on the dead man's toe. Alright, so let's move into the actual analysis. Any good college-level paper begins with a thesis statement claim, and here's mine. The macabre imagery in Latin Night at the Pawn Shop turns the musical instruments into a symbol for the death of Latin culture. This would be an analysis overall of symbolism in the poem, and I would focus more tightly on the imagery to develop my argument about the symbolism. And to do that, I would need a series of topic sentence claims that I would develop throughout the body of the paper. Let's first look at a weak topic sentence claim. Espada uses a metaphor when he calls the instruments without players an apparition. This would be a terrible idea for a topic sentence claim because it's not a claim, it's a fact. There is no actual apparition in the poem, being, a phantom. What we have is a series of instruments hanging in the pawn shop window, and Espada calls them an apparition. He uses a metaphor. In other words, this really is just a stone-cold fact. Nobody's going to read this and wonder where you're coming from. So let's take this same idea and improve it. We'll make it into a better, stronger topic sentence claim. Take a listen to this idea. The metaphorical dead salsa band in the first line represents the death of Latin tradition. Okay, now I'm making a claim because we've got the salsa band, which is a metaphor, yes, and we're making an argument here that it represents. In other words, Espada's use of the word apparition should get us thinking about the death of Latin tradition. Now this is an argument we have to develop, whereas in the previous sentence there's no argument. It absolutely is a metaphor in the first line. Here we're arguing the metaphor represents something. Let's take a look at another topic sentence claim that could be a lot better. The poem ends on a simile that compares the price tags to morgue tickets. Another bad idea here because this is a fact. Yes, he absolutely equates price tags with a morgue ticket. Nobody's going to want to engage with this idea. Everybody who reads the poem sees that simile at the very end. But they don't all arrive at the same conclusion as to what that simile represents. So let's turn this one into a stronger claim. While there's only one simile in the poem, it falls at the very end to symbolize finality, much like death is the final stage of life. There are two claims happening in this one sentence. First, I'm making a claim that the simile, the morgue tickets, symbolize death of Latin or Hispanic culture. And I'm making the argument that because the simile falls at the end of the poem, that also symbolizes death, because death comes at the end of life. Now, I hope at this point you're reading this claim and going like, wow, this guy is really stretching here. That's the point. In these weak claims, there's no stretch at all because they're not claims. I'm giving you stone-cold facts that you can't disagree with. But in the improved topic sentences, I'm bringing you into my mind and showing you what I think of the images, the similes, the metaphors, and the symbols in this poem. And I have to defend these, of course, with evidence and warrant. That's for another video. For now, I hope this video helped you better understand how to write stronger topic sentence claims for an ENC 1102 analysis paper. If you have any questions, catch me before or after class, or shoot me an email.